Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm KT and this is Simple Living with KT, the place where we talk about the issues facing our lives in a simple and mindful way. On the 23rd day of Vlogmas, I wanted to, one, appreciate that I have made it through 23 days of Vlogmas, but also share with you 3 challenges I faced when I was starting to budget with my husband. I'd say that right now everything is pretty much smooth sailing, but starting off we had to work out some kinks, and really they were focused around 3 specific kind of very important things that everyone has to deal with at one point. And honestly, it's something that we could still be arguing about right now, but we took the time to understand where we each were coming from to move forward. And with that being said, let's take a look at the first challenge that we had to overcome, and that was deciding how much we were going to save up for our emergency fund. To be honest, when we first started out, we were drinking the Dave Ramsey Kool-Aid, and while I think his information lays a very good foundation, there are some things that people don't like. And for example, that's having the $1,000 emergency fund. I was completely fine with having the $1,000 emergency fund. However, my husband wanted more, which is completely understandable. We had a wedding that happened in April of 2020, and so it was a crazy time and a lot of uncertainty around, so I definitely understand wanting to have a higher emergency fund. However, we also had a lot of wiggle room in our budget, which is why having a lower emergency fund did not bother me. However, we were not able to move forward until we figured out how much was reasonable for us to have saved up and when we could stop saving specifically for our emergency fund, because for myself, I wanted to focus on paying off debt. We settled on $5,000, and I will tell you that worked out perfectly. A big factor in that is that we had a relatively affordable rent that we were paying and low expenses. Even though we paid off many thousands, tens of thousands of dollars for student loans, we didn't actually have to pay it back during that time, so we did not have a lot of outgoing expenses at the time, and so $5,000 was perfect for us. Next is actually just paying off debt. We had a good amount of it, and I would say we were in a very special situation because all of our debt had no interest. The student loans were put on automatic forbearance, whatever they called it, and we had a personal loan that also had a 0% interest rate, and I had an old credit card that also, because it was old, no longer had any interest. But we did have to figure out, still in order to pay things back, we took a semi-snowball, semi-emotional route, because for me, there's something about certain types of debt that I just have to pay off sooner than later. For example, that could be debt that you owe to a family member or friend. Maybe you wanted to do the snowball method, but all of a sudden there's one bill that has a ridiculously high interest rate. For me, that would skip the line. And for us, it was nice because I think we were able to understand really where I was coming from to be able to put our debts in an order that kept us motivated and on track. And the last one here is finding balance between spending and saving. I think that's something that many people who start budgeting fall victim to, which is actually why I created the 5-day Mind and Money series, which you can find in the link in the description. And what's interesting for my husband and I, there were things that he would want to restrict that I'd want to spend, and things that I'd want to restrict and he'd want to spend, and it was like we were always butting heads. However, once again, when we were able to sit down and start focusing on that particular issue, what do you want to restrict on? Why do you want to? Where is the leniency here, and how can we move forward? Because if we're just fighting and not moving forward, we're not going to reach any of those goals. So that is what I want to share with you. Again, check out the link in the description for my free 5-day Mind and Money series. You can also check out another video here, and please feel free to subscribe to my channel so that you can see more videos from me. Thank you again for watching, and as always, remember to make the decisions that support the life you want. Bye for now.